Man locates missing 6-year-old in less than 1 day using a genius method. We're all waiting for the inevitable day artificial intelligence takes over the world. It's only a matter of time before the robots become the alpha species and get their revenge on us naive humans, making us their dutiful servants. But until that fateful day, there are plenty of people who have already found ways to use robotic tech for good. When Minnesota resident Steve Fines volunteered to help find a missing 6-year-old boy, he conjured up a plan that was possibly the answer to the search party's frantic desperation. With Steve's knowledge of modern photography tools, he made the hunt for the little one a dedicated, tech-infused mission. As you send your 6-year-old off to school, watching the youngin' hop on the yellow bus, the sight undoubtedly comes with a load of nerves. But as a parent, these little milestones are important to savor no matter how scary, right? You hope your child has a day filled with learning, laughs, fun, and most importantly, safety. When the House family patiently awaited their young son, Ethan's return home from school, it never happened. Understandably, panic ensued. Little did the family know, Ethan ran off with his dog Remy after the school bus dropped him off near their house in Becker. He just wanted to play with his best bud, having no idea what trouble that would cause. Since Ethan wandered off without notifying an adult, his parents imagined every horrible thing that could have possibly gone wrong when he didn't show his precious face at home late that afternoon. Was he abducted? Hit by a car? The House family called the police, which led the sheriff's office to spread the word regarding Ethan's disappearance. The community wouldn't let the houses down. They were going to find their son. Amazingly, more than 600 people from the Becker area gathered to search for little Ethan. With a group of volunteers this large, they'd surely find the boy and his pup in no time. It wasn't going to be easy, however. While the search party did everything they could, searching far and wide, high and low, local photographer Steve Fines had one more strategic and high-tech method for locating the little one. In his collection of equipment, the professional photographer had a fancy schmancy drone with a thermal camera that he figured would help tackle the search from an aerial perspective. He just needed to know which direction to point the drone in. About 8 hours after Ethan went missing, volunteers finally spotted some tiny footprints, which were suspected to belong to the 6-year-old. With that, Steve knew which direction to focus his drone on, determined to find the boy and mutt duo. After 10 long hours of fiercely searching for the boy, Fines eventually spotted something with his drone that appeared to be the outlines of Ethan and Remy. I'd seen the shape that I thought was child and dog, Fines explained on KARE 11. It didn't look like a deer. It didn't look like anything else. Then the deputy sent out the ground crew to see what it was, Fines said. At the time, Fines was pretty confident that the frenzied search party was about to end. Eureka, they found him. Ethan was found in a cornfield a little over a mile away from his house at 1:50 a.m. It's a bit too reminiscent of 1984's Children of the Corn, if you ask us. The temperature was already dropping down to the low 30s by the time the group found Ethan and his dog. Though he was a bit cold, lying on the chilled ground of cornfield and all, paramedics said he was fine. 6 years old, lost out in the fields, it's 30 degrees, you can't not do something, Fines said to KARE 11. Though Fines received a ton of praise for his quick investigating skills, he didn't want to take all the credit. While I was running the camera that found him, and some of the news stories have focused on that, I only knew in which direction to look because volunteers on the ground had found a footprint, Fines wrote on Facebook. I knew which areas had already been searched because of the excellent coordination. I had other volunteers running radios to coordinate ground search parties, people moving across really rough ground to find him, he continued. Well, we're sure no one was happier and more relieved than the House family. Shelburne County Sheriff Joel Brott was elated by the turnout of volunteers that aided in the rescue of little Ethan House. This truly was the epitome of the community caring for its own. To see the outpouring of support in such a short time to come help find help for this little boy and his dog is heartwarming, said Sheriff Joel Brott. As for Ethan, it was a little bit scary, he said. Thankfully, this story had a blissful ending. The House family got their son and dog back happy and healthy. We're sure they haven't yet released little Ethan from a giant hug. Ethan was thankful for his rescue, though he knew it could have been much worse for him. He'd heard stories about children that were lost in the woods, and their drones couldn't spot them. What would he have done then?